Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today it's a very special video. It's raining here in England, but today I'm out on the GS1300 Trophy, courtesy of Sycamore BMW in Whittam. The weather's not ideal, to be honest with you, but we're going to get on with it anyway. So we have keyless ride on this motorbike, and the switch on mechanism is different. It's here. When she comes, here's the screen. We start her up, side stand in, and off we go. This is my first experience on this motorbike. Straight away, she feels very high up, very narrow, much more narrow than the outgoing GS. And I tell you what, guys, actually, do you know what this feels like? It feels like a bit of a supermoto, actually. So something like, I don't know, like the KTM 1290 Super S, quite possibly. Oh God. Or the Tiger 1200. This is definitely what that bike feels like. So the GS has really stepped into that category now. I mean, not into the category, but yeah, look, when I'm braking, it's diving forward. I don't know if it's got anti-dive on it. I'm going to go through all the specs on a very wet bike walk around. It is just past 3 PM here in the UK. Looks like that's the screen here in front of us. You can see it. It's quite similar. It's different. It's got a different colour scheme to it. Mirrors are pretty standard. They're the same mirrors as always. The grip feels slightly different, slightly thinner maybe. The throttle and the other handle. The switch gear is similar except for the power button that's different. I've just said to you. We've got modes on this bike. We've got rain, which is obviously the mode I'm in right now. Oh, it's quite good, guys. You know, it's quite fun. What's the auto blipper like? It's a little bit clunky, but it's pretty good. Let's get rid of that. And oh my God, I've got to try not to get misted up. Unfortunately, my visor, I did something stupid earlier actually. My visor was slightly misty because it's lifted. The pin lock had lifted off of my visor. So I had a slight patch, and I thought, well, I'll just get rid of the pin lock completely. But unfortunately, what it's done is, it means that now my entire screen is misting up in front of my eyes, so that's very uncomfortable. And oh my God, I can't see hardly anything behind this truck. Okay, so, while we're going only 57 miles an hour, let's tell you that, yes, this feels like a Triumph Tiger. I'm perched up, and my knees are very, very comfortable. People have spoken about how the knees feel more bent or slightly less comfortable. That's not the case for me. I'm 6'3", and I feel this is very, very comfortable. But I feel perched on this situation, just perched upwards slightly. My God, the rain is coming down, guys. Jeez, weps. So we're in, but this bike is brand new, totally new from the ground up. Basically, it's got a brand new suspension system. Brand new 1300 engine, which I'm not really going to be able to test today to any degree because of the conditions, but I will say it's working perfectly well. It's got an Akapovich can on this, an aftermarket can, and you've got the handrails, and as I've already said, I think the mirrors are the same. So basically, guys, yeah, it's a really good bike. So far, so good. It really feels so different to the outgoing GS, the 1250 that I rode last season. It feels very, very different indeed. But that's not a bad thing. It just feels narrower, more flickable. It feels like the sort of bike that, you know, you can have fun with, as opposed to maybe a bike that before was a little bit more intimidating and something you had to ride a bit more sensibly. And when you pull the throttle, when you pull the acceleration, it's just there. It's super quick. I mean, bearing in mind I'm in rain mode, it's very, very quick. It's rapid. I'm not sure on the brake horsepower. I think it's about 140, 145, something like that. But again, I'll correct myself a bit later on when I do my research. I'll pick that up here. As we're sitting on top of the bike here, I can get my legs, my knees can hug the tank nicely for a good grip, nice comfortable position. I'm very upright. I'm very, very comfortable, guys, actually. And the seat actually has a clever thing on it whereby you can change the height of the seat just by turning something inside the seat, changing a piece of plastic inside the seat. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. Really, really good. It's very windy and very wet out here, so I'm going to come off of the A12. It's a 1300 engine. You don't really need to know too much, guys, about the 1300 engine, other than that it's very smooth, it's very responsive, and it's an absolute peach of an engine. What modes have I got? Let's have a look. I've got rain, I've got road, I've got dynamic, and Enduro Pro. Interesting. What's Enduro Pro? I don't know what that is. The auto blipper is smoother on this incarnation than it was on the old GS. I'm not sure if it's as smooth as the KTM, but it's definitely much smoother. I mean, bearing in mind this bike is brand new, and it's only done, is it going to tell me? Slow speeds, it's very, very good. It's not leaning either way. It's really comfy. Just trying to see how many miles the bike's done. I can flat foot easily, so on this trophy version, where the seat is in a normal position, at 6'3", I can flat foot, not a problem at all. We stop here, my feet are on the floor, no worries there. So maybe it is slightly lower, but you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The brakes are good. Look, see there, I nearly went. I shouldn't have. I don't know what the Enduro Pro is about. Must be off-road, I reckon. Let's try out the cruise control. Oh, no. Cruise cannot be activated in this riding mode. Ah, right, okay, so you can't have cruise control in Enduro mode, which I suppose is sensible, because if you're off-road, you probably don't want to be on cruise control. That's fair enough. So we've learned something there, haven't we, together? I can't be in Enduro mode and have cruise control. When the bike stopped just then, it just dipped down slightly, so it kind of drops by the looks of it. Has it got auto-cancelling indicators? If it has, they're not stopping yet, but that's probably a setting. I'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, so very, very impressed so far, guys. Very easy to get on, very easy to understand. If you've ridden BMWs in the past, if you've come off a GS or any BMW really, it's very, very straightforward to get used to these controls. What else? Oh, we've got a little cubby hole here. Yes, we've got a place you can put. Oh, someone's left their receipts in there, but looks a bit. Oof. Pay attention to the road, Philip. Don't crash the bike. That's probably the best thing to do in this weather. It's a different sound to the engine as well, but it's still very, very good. New handlebar. Obviously, there'll be options for different handlebars. And the start-stop button that always was in the centre is now here on the side, which is fine. A lot of bikes are like that, so that's not a problem at all. The screen goes up and down with this, you see, like that. Very simple. I think I'll leave it up just to cut through a little bit of the rain. Still in cruise control. To deactivate cruise control, depress the clutch. No, didn't do it. Change gear then. That will do it. Change gear. Oh look, that looks muddy. That looks really muddy. Do you think they mind if I go through a muddy field? I'm not sure. Look at this. Flooded lanes, flooded lanes. Wow guys, wow. I never thought I'd be taking it out in this kind of weather. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Absolutely lovely. Puddles, puddles. The GS loves a puddle. Through that one. No problem. Beautiful. So we've done the A12. We probably couldn't see much on the camera when we did the A12, to be honest with you, because the rain was so heavy. And now onto the country lanes. And it behaves quite well. I'd say the seat feels quite firm. There will be seat options, no doubt, for this bike, but the seat does feel quite firm. So I'd want something a bit more comfortable probably if I get this bike. But yeah, it's very, very similar to the Tiger 1200. Very similar, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's an amazing bike, an absolutely amazing bike. But this is a step away from how the GS used to feel. And anyone coming from a 1200 or 1250, you won't have any problems riding the bike. It's absolutely, you know, it's a piece of cake. But it's very different to the outgoing 1250. Very, very different. What does the horn sound like? Shall we see? Yeah, that's as expected. That's a standard BMW horn. My favourite is the K1600B. I mean, it's an amazing horn, the K1600B. Ridiculously good. Okay, so welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the bike walk around. Here we are with the BMW GS1300 Trophy. And it's an absolutely beautiful bike, and it's a real different bike to what the outgoing bike was. It's very, very different indeed. And while I'm talking, I'm going to keep walking around so you can see what we're talking about. But from the front, it looks very different. From the side, I mean, from all over really, you've got, you know, different chassis, different suspension. The engine is a 1300cc now instead of the 1250. On this one, we've got the extra exhaust, the Akapovich exhaust. The trellis frame you could normally see, that's gone. That's completely gone now. It's all enclosed. You've got this really kind of swish feel to the side of the bike. Really, really beautiful. Really nice. I like it. You see the way the colour continues from the belly of the bike along to the seat, which is really nice. You know, the back of the bike here is pretty okay, as you would expect. And yeah, I mean, we've got the shaft drive as always. BMW brakes, but I do believe that they are Brembo components. The base R1300 GS starts at 15,355. The standard features on this bike are the 1300cc shift can, the beauty, the wonderful engine, 145 brake horsepower, 149 Newton-meters of torque, a TFT screen, which we'll go through in a minute, LED matrix headlights. Then we have daytime running lights, dynamic traction control, ABS Pro. Riding modes are Eco, Rain, Road and Enduro. Hill start control, which is great, I love that. We've got engine drag torque control, tyre pressure control, keyless ride, heated grips, smartphone compartment with USB, which I've already shown you guys as well. Hand protection with integrated indicators. So that's those there. Very exciting, look at that, bearing away, the hazards on. Oh, this is going to be exciting, look, there we go, lovely, that's really cool. I'll turn that off because I don't want to use the battery. Let's stay on the back, please. Interesting. Let's stop. I can't turn them off now. Get experience once with my friend. Why won't they turn off? Huh. Still Hazard lights have now turned off. Okay, don't play with things, Philip. Do not play with things. Oh my goodness me. Right, so here we were standing on the side of a muddy verge. Lovely. So we've got 310 twin discs on the front. Here they are. 310 millimeters. I haven't measured them, but I'm going to trust them. 285 rear single disc. Just there. There we go. There it is. The seat height is 850 millimeters, and as I say, I'm 6'3", and it's fine. I can flat foot, not a problem at all. And when the bike comes to a standstill, it feels like it dips, and I think the outgoing GS did that as well. So that's a lovely feature. A 19-litre tank, which I think that's smaller than what you'd expect, and it's 237 kilograms wet, which they say is about 10 kilos lighter. And yes, the bike does feel smaller and lighter and more nimble, no question about it. The unique BMW Evo telelever is on this bike, and that's all to do with the suspension. It's all to do with what's going on here. I don't understand it at all, but it's really, really good. Very, very good indeed. Wonderful. Really works nicely. I like the spoke wheels as well. They're really cool. Nightmare to clean, but they look lovely when they are cleaned. That's really nice. And whilst they push the rhetoric on this bike that it's an off-road bike, I really don't see anyone spending £20,000 on a motorbike and taking it off-road. Do you? I really don't. It's got a centre stand. I've put it up on the centre stand here, and actually the centre stand's got a clever little thing on it. You can just see to the side of it there. I'll show you from this side. Let's go this side and show you this little thing here, which is an extra piece to make it easier to get onto the centre stand. And even on gravel here, on a slope, I was able to get it up onto the centre stand. So that was great, really, really good. So, oh, we have a screen. Yes, we do. And you adjust it like this and like this, up and down, easy peasy. You have got satellite navigation preparation on this bike. I'm not a big fan of the BMW sat-nav because it costs so much money, and these days Google Maps is sufficient. Yes, you have different levers actually. I'm not quite sure how you will adjust these. I'm sure there must be adjustability in them. But yeah, different levers on this bike, which is interesting, very interesting indeed. Yeah, you haven't got the normal spinny wheel thing you used to have here. That's not there on these. So we'll see how to adjust those. Keyless ride means you can open the tank easily, and this is the cubby hole I was speaking about earlier. And there, and then under there, you've got, can you see that, guys? You've got a little piece where you can put a USB into that to charge your phone and keep it nice and watertight there. So that's lovely. So we're going to turn the screen on. So we'll touch this button up here, the new power button. And we can see BMW Motorrad, make life a ride. The controls are the same. I have the spinning wheel and the menu button, okay? We've got the cruise control. We have the hazard light. This button, which I don't know what it does. Ah, well, that's to do with the traction control off and on. Okay, that's the traction control button there. This is your left and right indicator. This is the horn. That's the horn. This is your power off and on button. This is your mode button. And on this bike, we have road, we have dynamic, we have Enduro Pro, and we have rain. Today it is raining, so we'll leave it in rain, I think. And the start-stop button, obviously. While we're talking about the start-stop button, why don't we start the bike up and see what it sounds like? I keep forgetting to do this on my reviews, so we'll do this now. This is what the bike sounds like. See what it looks like as well. That's the lights on now. Look how happy the lights look like. Ah, so they're integrated into the light. So the turn signals are integrated into that one light there. So that's different. So let's rev her up, shall we? Let's see. Right. That's okay. That's okay. I don't think it's worth putting an aquapovic on it because I don't think it's going to sound that much better. I forgot to say, also you've got these off-road tyres on the Trophy, which is, yeah, it's different. They're actually quite comfortable on the road, not a problem at all, really. So that's good. So as we come back to the screen, turn off the hazard lights. They've turned off, good. And we dive down into the menu. Now, the screen does look slightly different, but it's still very clear, which is good. So you've got obviously what gear you're in, you've got the time, you've got the degrees, you've got the mode you're in, and all those bits and pieces. So we go down, we push down on the menu button. You have My Vehicle still, which gives you all of the information you need about your bike, which we're not really going to talk about too much. You have the sports screen on this one. So that's similar to what I had in the previous bike. So it's the same really there. Navigation, menu, telephone, and settings. Within settings, we have assist. So we've got suspension, damping configuration. We can make it road. Oh, look at this, this is very interesting. So you can change what road, dynamic, and enduro are like. You can change those configurations. We've got cruise control, ACC characteristics, comfortable or dynamic. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that is, I'll look into it later, but yeah, cruise control has a setting as well. Control, ACC characteristic, comfortable or dynamic. I'll leave it in comfortable. I like comfortable. You know, comfortable is my middle name, so that's what I like. So that's what we've got there. HSC Pro, that's the hill control. I'll leave that on auto because it's nice to have. Vehicle settings, RDC, that's the tyre pressure warning. Lights, auto daytime, comfort indicator. Okay, here we go. So auto daytime's off. I'm going to put that on. And actually, no, I need to put it on. Tick is on. What am I doing? Auto daytime light is on. Comfort indicator is now on. It's ticked. So that means it's on. Good. Shift light. You can put that on or off if you want, and it just flashes here in the middle, basically. I'll turn it on so you can see when I'm riding now. Configuration. So now you can say when it comes on, the brightness and the frequency, which is the speed that it flashes at. So that's as per the old models. Riding mode pre-selection. Interesting. There's eco there as well. Can I turn that on? Action not possible. Max number reached. Okay, interesting. So there's other riding modes that you can put onto this bike. That maybe it's via a tech pack, but it's not on there at the moment. And that's that for vehicle settings. System settings. The usual. Connections. You can connect your helmet and bits and pieces, which I've not connected yet as of yet. Display, brightness, status line content. This is where you can change all of the things you want to show up here in the top of the screen. So when I go back out of this, if I push up, now you can look at the top and it shows the mileage, the trip, the second trip, miles per gallon, all that stuff there. You can delete what you don't want in that area there I just showed you within settings, so within status line content. Okay, so you can untick stuff. Speed limit information, you probably want that, I suppose. Not quite sure what that is. Information, licenses, software. Okay, so that's the screen, and it's not really very different to the outgoing model, but it's still very, very clear, very, very good. I like it. I think that's excellent. The mirrors on this bike are the same as the outgoing model, and they're very good, so no need to change them, that's fine. And the seat is comfortable but firm. Let's have a look at the pegs. So this is your rider peg, which is fine. This is your pillion peg, which also is absolutely fine, no problems there. It's very muddy, this bike, very, very muddy. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it really for the bike walk around, guys. I think. I really, really like the bike, to be honest with you. I like the fact that it's slimmer. It feels less intimidating to ride. You know, the GS is always a big bike, and especially the GSA, it's a huge bike. So quite often, you know, you feel like you need to be very, very careful. Great bike to look at. The headlight is really nice. I really like that. I know it's very different to how it was before, but it's, for me, I really like that. Yeah, absolutely superb. And underneath here, you've got a split radiator, a new suspension system. It's a new chassis, it's a new frame. It's just new. So really, really enjoying the ride so far. The weather has cleared up, it's stopped raining, so I'm going to get back out on the bike now and ride a bit more, and hopefully ride a bit harder to feel exactly
what this bike is all about. Big thanks to Sycamore Motorrad in Whittam for allowing me out on this bike today. I'm just going to get back out on the bike now and enjoy the ride.
I like the side stand on this bike. It comes out really wide and it's easy to find. The quick shifter's awesome. Very, very good quick shifter. Very comfortable. High up kind of position. It's lovely, really. And this is the perfect kind of weather actually for this bike to be trying it out. I like it. I really, really like it. Through the puddles, through the rain. No problems at all. Now obviously it's a 1300. On the motorway it's going to be comfortable. I would suggest getting a comfort seat, I reckon, to make things a little bit nicer and plusher. But other than that, yeah, the bike's upright, really comfortable. For me, a tall person, it really makes my back straight. And the legs are slightly higher, slightly taller up, or higher up, I don't know. They're kind of more in the air than they would be on the 1250. But it's very comfortable indeed. The throttle response is absolutely superb. The brakes are really good. And yeah, I mean, I really like the slimline feel to it. You know, hopefully you can see from the video angle that I'm recording at, you can see the body of the bike. It's very different to the outgoing GS, especially the GSA, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, they've done a great job with this BMW, because obviously, you know, to change a bike that is BMW's bread and butter so much, it's risking, you know, alienating people who love the current format, the current incarnation, and it's not changed much over the last, you know, 5-10 years. Oh, look at this. I've got a puddle, guys. I can stand up on the pegs. Ooh. And get soaked. Oh, there's the there's the gear indicator. Wow, the bike definitely got soaked there. Oh dear, I've got no idea where I am, by the way. But yeah, anyway, I've got to tell you, it's just a great motorbike, a lovely bike to ride. The off-road tyres are actually quite comfortable, no problems with them at all. You know, I've not ridden a bike with off-road tyres on before, to be completely honest with you, so yeah, a whole new experience, but no problems at all with these tyres. Yeah, really comfortable, really good. I mean, not that the old GS was bad, it was an amazing bike, is an amazing bike. You know, the 1200, 1250, whichever one you own now or whichever one you're thinking of buying, they're all amazing bikes. But this one offers something a little bit different. And it's really, you know, really great to see that BMW have been very brave in, you know, in taking this bike to new levels. But really definitely bringing it into contention, or straight into contention, with the likes of the KTM Super Adventure and the Tiger 1200. As soon as you get on this bike, that's what you're going to think. You know, you'd be, you know, I'm not taking it off-road obviously, and those who do ride these bikes off-road, you know, you'll know a lot more than me, but those who have taken them off-road on the reviews have said that the suspension is much better, you know, than the previous incarnation. But I'm in rain mode, guys, and I've got to be honest, I don't need any more, you know, in these conditions. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. Very responsive, very quick. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love it, I really love it. So guys, I've only had the bike for a short time today. I know this is a very quick review. I've done the bike walk around. We have done a bit of motorway riding, we've done a bit of lane riding. Nothing in town, but in town this bike's going to be fine as well. God, another puddle, big puddle. It's going to be absolutely fine in town as well. It will behave nicely. There's no... The difference with this to the KTMs is that it's not, you know, the clutch isn't snatchy, it's very smooth. It's smooth power delivery all the way through on this bike. Absolutely beautiful. You know, a great engine. But it's really different, that's the thing. It's just, it doesn't feel like the old GS at all. It's really interesting what they've done here. as the tractor goes that way. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's like a playful puppy. Even in rain mode, when you switch that, you know, when you hit the throttle, it just goes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, really. So guys, I just want to say a really big thank you for everyone who's watched this video today. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to all the people who liked the video, or like all my other videos. Thank you for your support. I'm very sorry that there's been so few videos produced over the past few months, but hopefully this is a small way of you know, saying sorry by managing to come out here in this horrible weather today and produce this video for you all. Hope you like the video. I love this bike. If you've got a chance to get out to BMW near you and try one of these out, I very much recommend it. You must try this bike out. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's about all for this one, guys. From me and the brand spanking new GS1300 Trophy, it's goodbye for now. Put it back where we got it from. That's manners, isn't it? Don't you think? That's manners. Yeah, the side stand is exactly where you want it to be. Really great. Very, very good indeed. And off.